The first week of winter and December is underway. Hopefully, I can keep up my weekly winning streak and maybe finish this week off with at least a little bit of profit. But if not, then I want to at least follow my plan. And if following my plan won't result in me profiting from this week, then it won't. I'm not going to be really that mad about it, since if I follow my plan, I do trust that it will work out eventually. If not this week, then next week or the week after that. So yeah, let's jump straight into it. On the first trading day of December, I managed to take a successful trade, which was a bit sketchy, but it did follow my plan. So I was still bullish even after this big drop down, since we were inside this daily imbalance, and I was looking for the daily candle to expand upwards. And it opened right around here, I think. Yeah, like here at this price range, 680, 6,855. So yeah, I was looking for a bullish daily candle to hopefully get above this open. So we made these swing lows in Asian session and London session. And after midnight opened, we came down on Nasdaq and took out these London lows, making a bullish SMT divergence with ES. And originally, yeah, I wanted to enter on Nasdaq, but I thought that this, since these are correlated indexes, I can enter basically on either. So yeah, and since MES was respecting structure, bullish structure, and was making higher highs and higher lows, I in the end entered here after a 15-minute break above these highs and 15-minute imbalance fill. And I was a bit stressed at first after entry, debating myself whether or not this did follow my plan. But at around this point, I think, right inside this one of these two candles, I realized that this actually does follow my plan, since everything was met. You may say that my targets had been taken, since London and Asian highs were already taken by the time I had entered. But since I wanted to see a bullish daily candle, I my targets at the daily open were justified. So yeah, I almost got stopped out, less than I like 2 points from my stop loss. Price came 2 points from my stop loss, and yeah, began to rally from here and made a clean structure. Although it took quite a while. I was in this trade for around 3 hours, I think, 3 hours and a half. So yeah, and like I said, I exited here just a bit below, I think, the open of the daily candle. Let's see where it opened. It opened here, and I no, exactly at the daily open, and I'm glad that I did exit there, since right after that price just started dumping and would have likely stopped me out at break even here. So yeah, while this isn't the best trade, since Nasdaq moved cleaner and I guess we had this bullish SMT here, Nasdaq moved cleaner and faster, and I would have gotten a better risk reward. I think like a 2.1, or even like this, a 1.43. Not actually here, like lower, like so, and my tag entry would have been around here. So yeah, I would have gotten a better entry on Nasdaq with a better risk reward. But yeah, it was just a matter of which index filled the 15-minute fair value gap first, and MES did. So that's why I entered here. and after all, it's a win, so I'm not mad about it. But if the previous trades I took last week and the week before that were like A plus trades, then I'd say that this maybe was a B or B plus entry, although, like I said, it did still follow my plan. So yeah, Monday in a starting December off in a good manner. I hope I can keep this up for the rest of the week. Tuesday was a pretty boring day, although price did move quite cleanly. I don't know, I have some lag. So yeah, there were quite a few clean moves, but unfortunately none which offered me an opportunity to enter in the markets. I was still looking long, and yeah, I saw that London had rallied from the start of it, and I was looking for a manipulation of these lows, preferably before entering any trade, any long trade. And yeah, after I saw the manipulation of these swing lows made before 8:30 New York session, I thought about maybe entering, but I saw that the structure shift was only made here, up here, and my targets were these daily highs. So yeah, at this point, if I had entered, my risk reward would have been really bad, and my targets were almost reached. So even a retracement back into an imbalance would have been highly unlikely to provide any outcome. So after that, price tumbled and this almost reached this swing London low, made the start of the session. But unfortunately, it never did take it out, and I because of that I didn't enter once we shifted structure here and we retraced back into this fair value gap right here. So this is the trade I would have taken if, let's say, price went down. This candle went down and took out the swing lows, and my stop below here. My take profit would have probably been here or here, this order block or and what. So yeah, quite a boring day. My price, like I said, price did move quite cleanly, but it just didn't offer me any opportunity to enter. So that's not a problem. It's just how it goes sometimes. Some days I just don't find an entry opportunity, and that's okay. On Wednesday, I took the second successful trade of the week to bring my winning streak up to four, and I was still bullish for today since that's the reason I took longs. And yeah, I saw that market dumped heavily in the pre-market, took out these swing London lows and this swing low made in the previous day New York session. And with this low, it created a bullish S&P on ES. So I started looking for entries. I saw that price shifted structure on the 5 minute from after breaking these highs. And after a 3 minute imbalance was made, I entered here with my stops at these swing lows and my take profit just 2 points below these London swing highs. I didn't enter at the top of this imbalance because an entry here would have given me a quite bad risk to reward ratio. Like, let's say I put my take profit at the top, the exact top of these London highs, then I would have gotten at most 0.84 risk to reward, which is not very good. Like I said, I always try to take at least a 1-to-1 risk reward. and this ended up being a 1 to 1.15. I didn't have an exact reason for entering at this specific price, but I wanted to enter at this in this imbalance, and since I wanted my stops to be here, this was the maximum my stop could be without breaking my risk parameters. So yeah, I entered here, and price dipped just a little bit below my entry before not rallying but slowly making its way up to my take profit. I was kind of annoyed after seeing that I was only 2.1 point away from my take profit, then seeing price dump almost back to break even. But eventually I had the patience and I waited till my full profit was hit. I could have targeted like I originally wanted my I could have placed my target here for a 1.25, just 2 points higher than my final target. But after I entered and at around here, one of these candles, I decided that it would be best to leave a little breathing room for price, just in case it didn't hit these swing highs. So I put it 2 points below, which coincides with these equal swing highs here. So yeah, this trade also took quite a while, as expected from December price action. Like yeah, two and 2 hours and 15 minutes. And yeah, but eventually price hit my take profit, and yeah, it was a nice trade overall, and I'm happy with it, just like I was with the one on Monday. On Thursday, I took actually not a bad trade, but unfortunately, it was a failed one. This right here. So I was still bullish and saw this dump once market opened to take out these swing lows. Accumulated a bit around here before making just a quick leg lower to take out these lows. After that, structure shifted on the 5 minute right here after a break above these swing highs, and I entered from this 3 minute imbalance right here, which was actually also a 1 minute imbalance. This big 1 minute imbalance. I entered from that, and yeah, it looked like it was going good for the first like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, but it just dumped and stopped me out by a couple points right here. Just wicked me out by seven, 7 points. And yeah, after that it rallied, dumped again, and then rallied once more towards my take profit. It's kind of annoying since yeah, I also could have taken the same trade on the S&P, and my original plan was once price reached these highs above the 50% of this zone, my plan was to move stops to break even since December is a slower price action month, and I wanted to protect my capital. But unfortunately, I never got the chance to do so, and market created a bullish SMT here on NQ. If I had entered on ES, I wouldn't have gotten stopped out, and after around this point, well, my target or the point where I would have moved my stops to break even was different here on ES. Would have been this sort of not necessarily order block, but I guess you can say order block here, and would have been this order block which already had gotten hit, and that's why I did not enter on here. But yeah, kind of annoying. I was frustrated to see that price started rallying after it stopped me out. Maybe kind of three stop runs in a row. Once here to take out these lows, another one here, and another final one here. So yeah, in the end, I ended up guessing the correction correctly. The direction correctly, not the correction. I ended up being right about where price wanted to go in the end, but unfortunately, I was a bit early with my entry. So yeah, had I taken maybe another entry, it would have probably been this one, I guess. After a sweep of these lows, structure shift. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe after this, probably from here actually with my stops like here, and I don't know, take profit here, these highs. So yeah, but of course my plan only allows me to take one trade, and this anyway would have been after New York closed. So yeah, well, it's just frustrating, but I don't really have anything to be mad about since I fully followed my plan, and this is just part of the losses which occasionally or frequently happen. So yeah, that's it. Thursday. On the last day, Friday, I unfortunately missed this trade, and I don't really have any excuse for this, as I missed it because I was not paying attention to the charts. We had a sweep of these swing lows with an entry inside this 15-minute imbalance, and we got a 5-minute structure shift, maybe even 15-minute, yeah, 5-minute structure shift, breaking above these a lot of these highs, and then I should have entered here, but since I wasn't looking at the chart, by the time I saw this opportunity here inside this imbalance, I price was already around here, so I had no chance of entering. I also didn't want to enter inside this first imbalance here up on the top, since this wouldn't offer me a good risk to reward ratio. And even if I had entered when I after I saw the opportunity, like around here I think it was, I would have gotten yeah, not even a one-to-one risk reward. So yeah, I my before this opportunity appeared, price already took out the London highs, but my targets were these daily highs here and not these London highs, since in the past few days of this week we have been going lower before in pre-market and then pushing higher above the previous highs in New York Open, in the New York session. So that's why I wanted to target these. But yeah, this would have been a really good trade, like a 1.56 risk reward with a really nice with, and it would have played out really nicely. But yeah, I missed it unfortunately, since again I wasn't paying attention, and I'm quite mad with myself because of that. But yeah, I can't really do anything about it now. At least this is the first move I've missed in over 2 weeks. So if I can keep doing this, if I only miss one move every 2 or 3 weeks, then it should be fine. But hopefully I won't miss any in the future. But yeah, I missed out on this move, and it is what it is. At least I have a reason to be. I have something. I have a system that works, so I can be mad about not not taking advantage of it. So yeah, that's it for Friday. So to finish off the first week of December, I ended up taking 3 trades this week, with two being successful trades and one being a loss. So a 66% win rate for this week, which is really good actually. I ended up making a little bit over 1.2 R on it. So yeah, not that bad. The winning days were a little bit also over one risk to reward ratio, and since I lost 1 hour in the losing day, that makes approximately 1 hour, 1.2 R if I calculate it exactly. So yeah, I'm, like I said, a bit mad. I'm not as mad now, but still a bit disappointed that I missed the move on Friday. But yeah, that would have brought me up to almost 3 R, 1.8, I think. No, 2.8 actually. And it would have been really nice to have a winning day to end of the week. But yeah, at least I'm, even if I didn't have that, I followed my plan. This means I followed my plan for 3 weeks straight, and every single week I ended up in profit. And yeah, that I'm happy with that, even if I do miss a move every now and then. But I do still have room to improve, to keep. I have to keep my attention to the charts, to pay more attention to the charts. And yeah, besides that, I don't really have anything to complain about. I'm really happy with how this week went. And yeah, that's it for the first week of December.